So we will now focus on intelligence in the Indian tradition. This is going to be really interesting. All right. Okay, guys, let's talk about intelligence in the Indian tradition. Fine. What kind of intelligence do you think that Indian tradition is going to promote? Fine. Now, Indian intelligence is termed as integral intelligence. Okay. What is the definition that we have over here? Why is it called integral intelligence? Integral means what? Integral means something which is very important part of you, right? Because it gives emphasis on connectivity with the social and world environment. Okay? So, emphasis on what? I'll give you an example over here, guys. See, Indian intelligence actually is not just about, I don't know, somehow it became that, but Indian intelligence was not just about scoring well, right? It wasn't just about coming first or clearing IITs or JEs or, just, getting admissions in very good universities. No, Indian intelligence was much more than that. Indian intelligence was this holistic perspective where you were equally connected to your social and your world environment. All right. It wasn't just about learning, perception, understanding, logical, mathematical, analytical, but it was also about how well connected you are to your world, to the environment that you live in, isn't it? So I don't know how many of you have seen this, but do you know that we've already, like even before we have environmental science developing as a subject, we've already had conservation practices which was being followed in India, that too by our dadis and nanis. Nowadays, I'm sure you'd have seen this reel that if you break a glass, right, you have to collect it, all right, then cover it with cloth, then again wrap it again, and then cover it with cloth again before throwing it off. Why? Because animals can get harmed. And this is something I have seen my dadis and nanis doing way back, right? So don't you think they were more connected to their world environment than we are today? Isn't it? Much more connected to their world environment. Okay. We have the concept of something called the sacred groves. What is that? That was part of the forest that you are not supposed to disturb. We have shifting cultivation, which means you don't just exhaust the land, you give the land the time to replenish. Okay. Recently there's a reel which has been going on Instagram and I just loved it. So there is Kaveri river which is coming into the village, okay, because Kaveri keeps changing the course. So we have Kaveri river coming into the village and people are welcoming Kaveri river. They're lighting diyas and they're welcoming, they are bending down, they're folding their hands in front of the river. Why? Because that is the river which is going to help in cultivation. That is the river which is going to fill up our stomach. That is the river which is going to contribute to your physical, mental, all sorts of development, right? So again, let's take an example of agriculture. isn't it? Why do you think, like, we nowadays we say that cow is sacred to Hindus or cow is sacred to us? Why is cow sacred to us? What is the reason? Why are there other animals not sacred to us? Because understand the importance of cows in agriculture. They are not just giving you manure, they are also, helping you in plowing the field. They're giving you all sorts of milk and milk products. So anything which is there for your survival or anything which enhances your survival, don't you think that is something which is ought to be respected, right? We have Vishwakarma Puja, where machines are respected. Machines are also venerated. Why? Machines Bhagwan nahi hai, they're not God for us. It's just that they're making our lives easier. So it's just a way of saying thank you to them. It's just a way of showing respect to them. So imagine this Indian intelligence, how well connected are we to each and everything in our environment. Our festivals are a celebration of things which happen in the environment. We celebrate monsoon. Why? Because it's important for agriculture. We celebrate harvest. Why? Because that's what we are. We are an agricultural community, isn't it? So Indian intelligence was not just about becoming CEOs and becoming, like Teslas and all. No, it was much more than that. It was connectivity with the social and the world environment. All right? Chalo. Okay. So here in Indian intelligence, uh, attention is paid to both cognitive and non-cognitive functions. ठीक है? So ठीक है? Attention दिया जा रहा है दोनों चीजों को. Attention is being given to cognitive as well as non-cognitive functions, which I just gave you examples of. All right. The Sanskrit term Buddhi, okay, is often used to represent intelligence. Fine. Now, Buddhi, according to J.P. Das, is skills, all right, such as mental effort, determined action, feelings, okay, along with your cognitive competence. Right, let me explain over here. So, Buddhi is what? Buddhi is supposed to represent intelligence. Okay. So, what is J.P. Das saying? What is Buddhi according to J.P. Das? So, J.P. Das is someone who came up with the past model of intelligence, right? So, what is J.P. Das saying? It is an amalgamation of skills like mental effort, determined actions, feelings. Okay. So, you have actions, feelings, plus, ठीक है? So apart from cognitive, apart from non-cognitive, you also have cognitive functions like knowledge, discrimination, understanding, ठीक है? Okay, what are these? This is J.P. Das' perspective regarding Indian intelligence. He says it is an amalgamation of both cognitive and non-cognitive functions. Okay? Now, Buddhi also means knowledge about oneself, about one's will, about one's desire. Okay? So, what is Buddhi according to, other perspective? It's not just having knowledge about the environment, guys. It's also having knowledge about oneself, right? What are your wants? What are your needs? What are you feeling? What are your feelings? What are your desires? Okay? That is also what intelligence means. Okay? See, nowadays I'm sure you've seen a lot of students, lot of children say this, I don't know what to do with my life. I have a cousin who's just like a year younger to me. So I'm 34, she's 33. She still doesn't know the kind of career path she wants to follow, right? Why? Because we are sort of losing that intelligence. We're sort of losing intelligence about ourselves. हमें अपने बारे में नहीं पता. Like we don't know who we are because we're so based on, like nowadays we're so based on YouTube shorts and reels. We started forgetting that intelligence where you sit down, you meditate, you think, you sort out your thoughts, feelings, and actions, right? We've kind of lost all of it. ठीक है? चलो. अरे no. There's certain facets to Indian intelligence. What are the facets to Indian intelligence? Shit. हम देखते हैं. The first one is your cognitive capacity, which includes understanding, discrimination, problem solving. Fine. So, Indian intelligence will have cognitive capacity as well. Okay. Now, you should remember, please, guys, remember what is there in cognitive capacity because you can be asked questions on it. Fine. Remember the word, remember what are the cognitive capacity that we are talking about. Fine. So, it has sensitivity, understanding, discrimination, problem solving. Okay. This will come under what? This will come under your cognitive capacity. Okay. After this, we have social competence. All right. What is social competence? So, social competence would mean your social skills like respect for the social order, respecting your elders and young. Okay. So, okay, respecting young and old, having concern for the needy. Recognizing the needs of others. All right. This is all going to come under your social competence. Fine. After this, we have emotional competence. Okay. Sorry. What is emotional competence? It basically means self-monitoring, self-regulation of your emotions. Fine. Good conduct, self-evaluation. Fine. So, emotion competence basically means self-regulation and self-evaluation of emotions. Okay. So you should be able to know your emotions. You should be able to differentiate amongst your emotions. You should be able to know what you're feeling, why you're feeling, all of it. Okay? Then we have something called entrepreneurial competence. ये बड़ा interesting है. Okay. What is entrepreneurial competence? Which basically means commitment, persistence, patience, goal direction. Okay? So, commitment, patience, perseverance, goal directed behavior. God, this pen is giving me all the chalk peels. Okay, let me explain this. So, guys, if you have, I'm sure you know this, if you know the fact that India is the largest country, and India has the largest number of startups, right? What is startup? Startup is something where you change the game, right? Like I discussed Ola and Uber with you, isn't it? They changed the game. I discussed Swiggy with you. I discussed Zepto and Blinkit with you. What have they done? They have changed the game, isn't it? India has a lot of entrepreneurial skills. There's this term which is used in India, which is called jugaad, right? We are very good with it. We are very good with it. See, guys, we don't have the developments, or sometimes, we don't have those what do you call it, privileges available to us, isn't it? So when we don't have those privileges available to us, we know how to make things work with whatever we have available, isn't it? Whatever we have available, that is what is known as your jugaad, and Indians are great at it, isn't it? So that also gives us a lot of entrepreneurial skills, where we are actually able to do something, where we actually able to change the game. So we have so many startups in India which have changed the game, which have literally done something wonderful for the public, and they have changed the game in the business sector, right? So that is your entrepreneur skills. Okay.
अब एग्जाम की तैयारी को और बेहतर करने के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।